crush your enemies, yeah. Wait for it. Wait for it. Stay on target. Stay on target to crush your enemies.
To crush your enemies.
Yeah.
Being before you, and to hear the lamentation of your women.
The penetrator.
Ah, come on, look, because I always went the farthest into the target, goddammit. Libya, Tunisia, Lebanon, it was me, pal. I was always first in, last out.
This thing doesn't want to show itself. It wants to hide inside an imitation. It'll fight if it has to, but it's vulnerable out in the open.
Its blood was on the leaves.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Yeah! So many good one-liners from Arnold. Good morning, Valhalla! Yeah! Justice Dabalina! Good morning, Valhalla! Chris Persia, the wrench of wrenches! "27 abs of glory from the angry one, Mark the infinitely tired." Punkwado! The man, the myth, the legend, Dean Krantz! Oh! 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 We have no idea what he is or where he comes from. We just know it's Kronos. Our favorite polar bear on YouTube, Soda Poopa Scuba. Mephisto's movie reviews. Get to the chopper. DJ Ronnie G! Mexican Iron Man would be like, it's too early in the morning for this shit. And Showback TJC! Gun Buddy! Shockwave! And Psychodorf 9! Penny! 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 Gary Badger Sandwich Worthington! Pod Racing Palpatine! Andy Masterson! Skull and Tuck and Roll! Greetings, one and all, and welcome to Mornings of Mischief. I'm your Stone Loki. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. So good to see you all. If I missed you in the opening call out, good morning, Arwen Avalon. Good morning, Arwen. She's like, "Hey, y'all. Good morning, Arwen. Good morning. How are you doing?" Oh, I love it. Culture Casino. What's up, Culture? Good morning, my brother. How are you doing? Pod Racing Palpatine is here. Good morning. Lord Bob, Shellbag, TJC. Good morning, everybody. Project Cambrian. What's up, my friend? How's it going? The Mad Doctor of Valhalla, Adega Outlaw, is here. Good morning. I hate that we're not gonna have a Thursday night stream tomorrow night because we're gonna be moving, but huge thank you to Adega for always taking the time to do those Thursday night streams with me. We love doing 7 Kinds of Mischief, talking about conspiracy theories and aliens and abductions and murders and all kinds of crazy stuff. So big thank you to Adega for taking the time to do those Thursdays. He's going to be guesting. He's going to be guesting Friday morning with this lovely lady and Dave Bob, the Rooster Dave Bob, who I had no idea did not have power. Holy shit. So he messages us Friday morning last week, and he's like, hey, bud, we had a storm here, and I don't have no power, so don't think I can make the show this morning. I was like, holy shit, okay, no problem. I hope you get power back. And I don't hear from him. And I just figured, the power came back on at some point, Friday. Shit. He messages me Monday morning and he's like, power just came back on. And I was like, damn. Mark Damon Tired said the storms last Friday were rough, Loki. I had no idea. It was that bad. I had no idea. I just hadn't heard from him. So I didn't think anything of it. I figured he got power back on. So big shout out to Dave Bob. Arwin Adega and Dave Bob. Mikey might be there. I don't know. He said he could make it yesterday. If he can, great. If not, shit happens. I totally get it. But good morning, everybody. So good to see you here. Wop, what's up, Wop? Good morning, Penny. Good morning. Project Storytime, the Wicked Wrench of the East is here. Good morning, Project. So let's get into today. Let's talk about some YouTube stuff. Let's talk about some things that you don't normally hear about. So, a long time ago, we'll start out with a little tale from the past, and work our way into what's some stuff that's going on right now. That there's a lot of people that do this because they enjoy it. Machini Draws is one of those people. He absolutely, positively enjoys it. He's not locked into any one thing. Culture's like this too. Culture's not locked into any one thing. Culture's kind of like what we do. He does a wide variety. Machini talks about like anything during his draw streams. Machini will talk about anything. Remember, years ago, talking to someone who got into this, and we'll just say they got into it because of Star Wars. Star Wars was such a huge, bring you into YouTube topic, right? Everybody and their mom was getting into YouTube because of Star Wars, right? It was like the cool hip thing to do. Let's go on YouTube and let's talk about Star Wars and how horrible Star Wars is. Wench, you'll need to pay me more for those privileges, Loki. Yes, thank you, Project Storytime. So many people got involved because of Star Wars. And, I remember there was a really, really nice guy that got involved. He was like, well, Loki, I do this because I love it and I love talking about it. I love that topic. And he kind of talked like Mike Roach. He's like, I really loved getting to talk about it. And eventually it got to the point where he kind of got tired of talking about it, right? Yeah, Mike Zero, right? He got tired of talking about it. It's not Mike Zero. I'm not talking about Mike Zero, but that's funny. That's funny, Mark. Sounds like Bruce from Family Guy. Oh no, not Zeus. That's Jeffrey's dog. Oh yeah. Oh no. Right. So they kind of got tired of talking about Star Wars, and they asked me advice, right? I'm like 2 years into YouTube. I'm having a good time. I'm having a really good time hanging out with everybody and talking to everybody, and I'm enjoying my time on YouTube. And they're like, Loki, what do? We don't want to keep talking about Star Wars. I said, well, don't talk about other things. Well, it's just that simple. I said, it's just that simple. And here's the key word, ladies and gentlemen, here's the key word. You're going to take a hit on your analytics. Okay. And that's exactly what they said. Okay. You're going to take a hit on your analytics. Your numbers are going to take a hit for a little while because YouTube has to get used to what you're doing. Its algorithm has to kind of reset because all you've done is talk about this one topic. That's all you've done for the past couple of years is talk about this one topic, right? That's all you've done. So the algorithm has to figure out that you are changing what you're doing. Okay, right? And what we're gonna do that 3 weeks later. Well, Loki don't know what he's talking about because it all our numbers took a crap. So we're going back to talking about Star Wars and nothing but Star Wars. Well, shit. What did I tell you? Your analytics are going to take a hit. Why? Because you're changing what you're talking about. You have taught the YouTube algorithm that this is what we talk about. This is what we discuss. This is what is done. You've taught it that. You haven't taught it, well, you're all over the map talking about whatever, whenever. Blame Loki. That's right. Punkwaddle right here. What Punkwaddle just said. Blame Loki. It's Loki's fault. That's right. That's damn right. What did I say at the beginning of the statement? The algorithm is going to take a hit. Why? Because you have taught it that this is what you do. That's what you have taught it. And I love it. I love it when you get these so-called success stories and it's all wrapped up in one topic because they can't ever change. What do you mean they can't ever change, Loki? They can't ever change because this is when it becomes all about numbers and it's all a numbers game and you guys don't mean dick. All that matters is the numbers. All that matters is the numbers. This is where the truth shines brightest. Is when all that matters is the numbers. But I told you, the algorithm's going to take a hit. Well, all our numbers were down and in the toilet, and you're a bad person, Loki, for suggesting we move beyond our station of doom. Bitch, you came to me. Bitch, you called me. You called me and said, we want to do this and go outside the lines and draw outside the line. We don't want to continue to draw this one fucking picture of Star Wars over and over and over and over again. We want to go outside that line. And then you do it and you get scared because the numbers don't do what you want them to do and you run back home to mama. You run back home to mama. Why? Because your numbers go back up. So what is it about? And that's true. Bush, right there. To be fair, Disney keeps spewing out bullshit. That's true. Never think that that's not true. But if you don't want to keep talking about that, if you don't want to keep talking about the same thing over and over and over again, then don't bitch when it changes something. And see, this is the thing. This is when it's numbers. And that's all that matters to you is numbers. I hear more bitching about burnout now than I've ever heard before. Why? Because people get locked into this number game where if they deviate anything, their numbers drop. Consistency. Remember? Consistency. It's one thing I've talked about over and over again for the last 4 years. Being consistent. And a bunch of people have listened. Ryan Rodriguez listened. Consistency. It's about being consistent. It's not about how many videos you get out. It's about being consistent. It's about being consistent with your work. Hey, if I'm going to say I'm going to do 2 videos a day for the next 30 days, I'm going to do 2 videos a day for the next 30 days. I'm going to be consistent, right? What happens when you're not? Your numbers take a hit, right? Sometimes that's unavoidable, but most of the time you can keep to your schedule of whatever you schedule. Why? Because it's within the bounds of what you're doing. Because you planned it out and you're not just throwing a random number and pulling it out of your ass, right? But what happens when you can only talk about one topic? What happens when you can only talk about one topic because you've locked yourself in this circle that you can't draw out of? You can't go outside the lines. Because as soon as you do, you start losing subscribers, you start losing views, and you start losing revenue. So you can't draw outside that line. Guess what? You built your entire empire on one thing, and YouTube doesn't want you talking about anything else. YouTube doesn't want you talking about anything else, and they don't want you drawing outside those lines. And if you do, you get penalized. I'm sorry, but that's the way it is, and it's not going to change. So what can you do to prevent yourself from being put in that circle? Don't ever get yourself in that circle in the first place. But Loki, I want to have this. If you want to have 25,000 subscribers in the first 3 years of you doing this, focus on one thing, but don't bitch. Don't bitch and moan when you can't talk about anything else. If you want to sit here and say, I studied the algorithm, I studied how this person did this, I studied how this person did that, I looked at how these people did this, and then you get yourself locked into one topic and you can't talk about anything else because you can't draw outside the line of the bubble you have created for yourself in YouTube. Don't bitch and moan about burnout. Don't bitch and moan about not being able to talk about anything. Don't bitch and moan about being stuck on one thing because you put yourself in that corner. You have backed yourself up in that corner because you want money and you want views and you want subs. Plain and simple. But Loki, there's no other way. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. You're goddamn right there is. There is no solid topic here. There is no, oh my God, we can only talk. I don't even like talking about Disney. I don't even like talking about Disney. I will because they're a stupid ass company, but I'm not going to talk about Disney every day. I'm not going to build my world around Disney talking about Disney. That's just not going to happen. What I am going to do is come on and talk about what I want to talk about, what I enjoy, what I don't, and what I feel like it. What's up, Kai? He says, my boy Loki, always here to keep me company when I'm up all night working. Good to see you, brother. It is good to see you. Dega Outlaw, let me see. Joe Rogan does better than everyone else and never stays on one label. Huh? And their answer, well, we all can't be Joe Rogan now, can we? Right? Adega knows what's up. Adega knows. Mockany Draws with a $10 super chat. You're not a slave to the algorithm. You speak your mind and what's in your heart, no matter what. That right there. This right here. This is what matters. It's not the numbers. It's not the money. You guys, you know what? I say this every day. I say it every day. How many people listen? How many people listen to this? You guys keep the fires burning bright. Do you know what I mean by that? What I mean by that is you guys pay StreamYards when you send in super chat, when you do a membership gift, which Arlena just did. Jester's Darth Arlena just gifted 5 Loki's Mornings of Mischief memberships. Angela Schmalke got a membership. Castle got a membership. Dreadgaze was gifted a membership. Ruben Christopher Haynes, hope you're doing well, my friend, was gifted a membership. E. Clay Thomason was gifted a membership. When I say you guys keep the fires burning bright, you guys are paying for StreamYards, the high definition version of StreamYards, my video editor. You guys keep this show going. You guys keep this show going. I am not making a living, nor am I trying to make a living on YouTube. I am having a blast and having the funnest time doing what I love on YouTube. That is what I get to do. How many people can say they love what they do every day? Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you can honestly say, I love what I get to do every day. I love the job I have and I love what I get to do every day. Not a lot of people get to say that. I have this wonderful gift. That is more than enough. Larry has gifted 5 Loki's Mornings of Mischief memberships. Kai MFS was gifted a membership. Positive Candor was gifted a membership. Galadorn 2 was gifted a membership. Flora Under a Rock was gifted a membership. And Carries was gifted a membership. You guys keep the fires burning bright here in Valhalla, and this one's just for you. Thank you. Mocking Draws. Thank you. Jester's Darth Arlena. And thank you, Larry, for your memberships. This is just for you. Welcome to the Viking Horde. Skull! And this right here, Pacific 414, that's what's important, Loki. You love doing this and it shows. That's why we're all here. That's why I'm here. I love getting to talk to you guys every single day. I'm like taking my hoodie off because, yeah, I had my hoodie on because it was freaking cold in here this morning. I'm taking my hoodie off because I'm getting hot and I'm warming up and I'm like, holy shit, here we go. I love getting to do this. This is the best thing I've ever been able to do. It is the most enjoyable. I love it. I love getting to talk to you guys every single morning. This is a dream come true. This is a dream come true. I don't have to have, and off comes the hoodie. Arwen. I don't have to have $1 million space bucks. I don't need $1 million space bucks to do this. And people are like, oh my God, you put all this time and you put all this effort and you have to have this and you're not successful unless you have that and blah, blah. And they don't want you to know this. They don't want you to know this because they get stuck in this perpetual loop of talking about the exact same thing over and over again all the time. And they get so burned out. You know what's funny? Before I get to this super chat from June Wong, I was talking to a creator and I don't know if he'd want me to say this or not. I do not know. So I'm just gonna leave his name out. He knows who he is. He's a great person. I get to work with him sometimes. I brought up Star Wars. I said, have you heard about blah, blah, blah? And he just rolled his eyes and he goes, oh. And I was like, what? He goes, I'm so sick of hearing about Star Wars. And I was like, oh, dude, I hear you. That's why I just don't talk about Disney. And I was really surprised. This coming from someone that like talked about this a lot when they first started. And Eris thinks Loki is hot without the hoodie. Holy shit. Thank you. Shellback, TJC. And that just threw me off. Holy shit. And I was just really surprised because this person talked about Star Wars a lot, especially like their 90s collection, the Power of the Force collection they had. that they had like hidden. They had all this stuff, action figures and vehicles and all kinds of shit. And I remembered that immediately, and I was like, damn, that says a lot. That says a lot about how far this person's come in the last couple of years, that they're just like, ugh, I don't even want to bring up Star Wars and talk about Star Wars because I'm so sick of hearing about it, right? Because it's just like, ugh. I can't see how you could get locked into the same shit. June Wong with $5 Australian super chat. Ah, what a relief it is. There's nothing like listening to Loki while sitting on the toilet. Holy shit. Literally. Good morning, June Wong. Thank you for that $5 super chat. This one's just for you, brother. Skull!
A dollar? I've never seen a dollar. Nobody's got a dollar. Let us see the dollar. There it is. It's beautiful. Take your hat off, boy. That's a dollar bill.
Take your hat off, boy. That's a dollar bill. Oh man, but don't complain. Don't complain when you're locked into a circle that you can't get out of by your own damn making. It's your making. You put yourself in there. You knew the way the algorithm worked. You know how this works. You know how this works. And then there's people like Arwen. There's people like Arlena. There's people like Machini. There's people like Daryl the Derelict that will talk about anything and everything. And they don't get enough credit. Why? Because they haven't locked themselves into some stupid ass circle that they can't get out of. You know what I heard that was crazy? I heard this the other day, and it's absolutely crazy. And maybe I should ask someone like Az or Pat Steven. Maybe I should ask someone what this is about. But less Az, because he does other content. Probably Bats, right? There's a person who makes almost $1 million a year. And all they do is play video games. That's it. They make almost $1 million a year. And all they do is play video games. And you know what they did? They quit the other day. They quit. They make almost $1 million a year playing video games. And they quit. You know why they quit? Because it was a job. It was a job. Who made it a job? I play video games 2 to 3 times a day. It became a job. Really? Really? You make almost $1 million a year playing video games? And you quit because you made it a job. I get up every day and I play a video game and it's a job. Huh. Snowed Up, all I've ever wanted to do was entertain, whether it's on stage with a mic or behind a camera with a puppet. I know some watch, some come and go, but I always try to be consistently entertaining. You know, last night when you were on with Mike Roch, right before you went up the air, I popped on and I tried to send you this $10 super chat. And it was something like, Mexican Iron Man I heard Mexican Iron Man will meet you at the end of the Prancing Unicorn, Mike. And it wouldn't send it. It hung. It like just sat there with the little white bar above it when you hit go. Like, you know, where it's like, well, what form of payment would you like to use? And it just stuck there. And I reset the stream and I put it in again and it did it again. And then you ended the fucking stream, you bastard. Then you ended the stream and I was like, well, son of a bitch. But I tried twice to send a super chat and it wouldn't even let me get to the payment page. It let me put in how much I wanted to send. It let me put in the message. But when I clicked the go baby go button, it just hung there. And I was like, what the shit? Why? Because it just didn't want me to send the unicorn bit, apparently. God help me. $1 million a year for playing games. Fucking give me that job. Right there. How many people would love that job? but it's horrible. It's terrible. It wears on you and you end up complaining. Well, then why the hell did you get into it in the first place? Do you know how many people out there would love, absolutely love to have this gig, and you're bitching about it? I'm serious. I am sick and tired of hearing the bitching. I am sick and tired of hearing the complaining. If you don't like doing this, get the fuck out and don't do it. If you're going to complain about this, why are you doing it? Hour-long show just like you. Get me next time. I know. I was pissed. I was so pissed. I was like, well, you son of a bitch. Not you, but the damn thing wouldn't let me send it. I've never had that happen before, ever. Wouldn't even let me get to the payment page. Pissed me off so bad. Stop bitching. Why are you bitching? You know what? I'm not having anything to do with it. Oh, well, you don't know what it's like and blah, blah, blah. I've been at this 4 years. I haven't been at it as much as some, but I've been at this 4 years. I kind of know what's going on. I kind of get it. How's my blood pressure? Believe it or not, it's really good. So I checked it yesterday morning when I got up, and it was 117/78. So it was doing really good. The medicine's working, y'all. The medicine's working. So the medicine's doing a really good job. That's perfect as far as the blood pressure goes. My heart rate, on the other hand, that's a different story. So that's a totally different story. So my heart rate's high. My heart rate's always high. I've got a resting heart rate of like high 80s into the 90s, into the low 90s, and that's just normal for me. So that's just the way it is. There's nothing else I can do. Healthy Kurt is a happy Kurt. I don't want to hear about it though. I don't want to hear about how horrible your time on your dream job is. There are people that would kill for this job. I don't want to hear about how horrible it is. Now, can you complain about certain shit? I'm sure you can. I've had people say, this isn't about having fun, Loki. What? That's right. Little drink there. Little drink for the working man. This isn't about having fun. It's not always about having fun. I will crack that. Sure it is. Why? Because this is one of the funnest jobs you could ever have. But it's not about having fun. Bullshit. It's not. Valhalla Vortex, welcome. Hell Valhalla Vortex. Little hit off the vape, which I haven't done in forever. Because I'm a little stressed out. I've been a little stressed out the last couple of weeks. Moving can do that to you. Tomorrow, as soon as the show's over, the computers are coming down and they're getting moved. That's going to be crazy. There will be no computers in here after tomorrow morning. It's all getting moved over. And then all the furniture's getting moved Friday. Shellback TJC with a $2 super chat. Live long and prosper, Loki. Live long and prosper. Shellback TJC. And this one's just for you, brother. Sko! It's Kai June. If you don't think this is the greatest job in the world, move on. Where are you moving to? About 10 minutes down the road to a house. Positive candor. About 10 minutes down the road to a house. We have been on this 3rd floor apartment for the past 2 years. We are getting out of here and we are moving into a house. It was about to burst with as much shit as we've got. So we outgrew this place a year ago and just didn't move then. We stayed here another year and we should have moved about a year ago, but we didn't. And we outgrew it then. So it's just it wasn't big enough. So new place is beautiful though. I do not do this to make a living. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I do not do this to make a living. Machini said something very genuine the other day when he said it's not sustainable. It's not. You can do this because you love it, or you can do this because you think it's going to make you a lot of money. Either way, the bitching needs to end. I don't want to hear it. Oh my God, burnout's real. Yeah, burnout's real. But how did you get to burnout? Was it a progressive thing, or are you just tired of talking about the topic that got you here? If you're tired of talking about the topic that got you here, change topics. Oh my God, but Loki, the channel will burn and blah, blah, blah. And, oh, shut up. Shut the fuck up. You know what you did to get yourself here and put in this position. Only you can get yourself out. It's just like an addict. You're hitting that button. You're hitting that algorithm button and you're like, oh yeah, baby. It got me here. So let's do some more. Yeah, let's hit that button again. It's just it's a high. It's exactly what it is a high. If you want to keep hitting that button, don't bitch. Do not bitch that you're doing the same thing over and over and over again every day. And you're talking about the same topics. Positive Candor. I play Burnout Paradise all the time. I know. I've watched you, Positive Candor. What happened to the little baby Yoda thing, dude? I used to love that. I used to love that on your avatar, the little baby Yoda thing. It was always cool. The one that moved. I was like, how the hell does he get it to move on the YouTubes? He gets it to move. Damn. Dopamine hits. That's right. That's all it comes down to is the dopamine hits. Well, we must be doing something wrong if we're not constantly getting this or that. If that's how you want to spend your time circling your wagon, constantly chasing the rabbit, don't bitch when you're tired. Don't bitch when you're tired. Okay, so what about vacations? Here we go. Project story time. I love this. Nick Rakita was feeling burnout, so he went on vacation and reevaluated. Like a grown-up, he didn't blame others. I had a buddy who did that, okay? He was sitting around 35,000 subscribers when he went on a 1-week vacation, okay? 35,000 subscribers. He lost 7,000 subscribers while he was on vacation. This guy streamed every day. Every day. Not just Monday through Friday. Every day. He went on a 1-week vacation. 1 week. And lost 7,000 subscribers. And absolutely flipped the hell out. He absolutely flipped the hell out. Mr. Tickle Trunk with 550 Canadian Super Chat. Find a job you enjoy and you'll never work another day in your life. Find your personal passion and never take it for granted. And this is what I'm talking about. This right here is what I'm talking about. How can you find something that you love doing and then let it turn into hate? Because that's what happens. And then you hear the bitching, and then you hear the crying, and then you hear the moaning, and you're like, what in the hell is wrong with you? I've got this and this and da-da-da-da-da, and then blah, 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 blah. 7,000 subs lost in 1 week. That's one hell of a bleed out, all because he took a vacation. All because he took a vacation. And he had a subathon after that to try and get them back, and I think he got like 4,000 back. But it was like a 3-day sub blitz that he did. I'm like, well, shit, that was the whole point of your vacation. Just came back and burned out. Yeah, but Loki, you get people to do your show when you're gone. I've also done reruns. But why is that? Because you guys deserve a show. and I try and pick the funniest and most entertaining shows. The last time we did that, I believe it was when Az came on. We've done Robert Meyer Burnett. We've done Mikey, the thing with him and Starry, which is one of the funniest shows we've ever done. So I want you guys to be entertained, and I want you guys to feel like the show's there and will always be there. The show's always going to be there. Look, I've said it before, and I'll say it again now. At least another 6 years. At least another 6 years of Mornings of Mischief. It doesn't matter how many subscribers we have. It doesn't matter how many people we have in the chat. It doesn't matter how many views we get. 6 more years. And that's just a minimum. After 6 more years, I will reevaluate what I'm doing. And if I am having as much fun in 6 years as I'm having now, I'll probably keep going for I don't know how long. We'll see. We will reevaluate when we get. But if I'm not having fun, it will be moving on to something that I am. Because I'm never, ever, ever, ever going to be locked into I have to do this way, blah, 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 ever, ever again. I will never work something like that. I'm going to do what I enjoy, period. That's what I'm going to do. Meg Latore banished for months and came back and hit 100,000 subs. Didn't lose people. Other channels lose a bunch not posting in a week. Like, damn, you can't say subscribed because they didn't. Yeah. Yeah. And some people have it set up where it's like, if I'm not watching, don't recommend that bitch and get me off their channel. Or is it YouTube being special? Could be both. It could be both. What about poor little Taco? We haven't heard anything about Taco since that day. The donkey taco is okay. The donkey taco in the UK is okay. They're doing just fine. Poor little Taco the donkey. They're doing just fine. You can ask Starry. Starry is the conservator of little Taco the donkey. Starry is the one who set all that up. God bless Starry. If you're out there listening, we love you, girly. Different kinds of content. Meg Latore does writing content, writers and long haul subscribers, because they're always looking for notes from people they like. There's all kinds of different ways to do things. And one of the things I hate hearing, and I absolutely hate this, is you have to do it this way. If you want to be successful on the YouTubes, you have to do this. If you want to be successful on the YouTubes, you're going to have to talk about just one topic. You're going to have to pick something and make your whole channel about that. Bullshit. Absolute and utter bullshit. Now what Mark's saying here, I'm just highlighting that because I can't wait till Starry's back. But this whole, you have to focus your content on one thing and you can't do anything else. That's horseshit. You can do it your way. It doesn't have to be somebody else's way. It doesn't have to be by their rules. It doesn't have to be by their algorithm. You do not have to play the game their way. Focus on your content and what you enjoy right here. Right here. This right here. Focus on your content and what you enjoy. And let the chips fall where they may. Don't do this. And I'm going to be real with you. That's what all of this morning has been about, is being real. Don't do it the way I did it. Do not do it the way I did it. The way I did it is not the way to do it. Yes, I talk about whatever I want, but I rolled the dice. I was in a horrible situation. I was about to lose where I was living. I was going to be living out of my car. And I rolled the dice. And if it wasn't for people like Mike, Mexican Iron Man, I would be homeless. I'd been homeless and living out of my car. I rolled the dice and I did something crazy. I said, this is either going to work or I'm screwed. And it worked. Barely. It worked. My suggestion to each and every one of you that want to be content creators, that are already content creators, is do not roll the dice and do what I did. Is it great to be consistent? Yes, be consistent. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that at all. Be consistent. Plan what you were plan out a plan of attack. Be consistent. And this right here. You had a few dozen people who believed in you too, Loki. Valhalla had faith in what I was doing. And those first 2 years, you guys are why I had food. I wasn't on government assistance. I wasn't on benefits. I wasn't on free healthcare. I had to take care of my own medical bills. It was crazy. I had a car that was falling apart that I could barely get to go down the street to get a pack of smokes. And yeah, I was smoking then. I'm not now, but I was smoking then. I was smoking on every show. You used to be able to hear my Zippo click over when I was in the middle of a show at least 2 or 3 times because I'd smoke for the show. I'd always have a cigarette and I'd be smoking while I was doing the show. You could hear my lighter click. You could hear my Zippo open up and the flint click. It took time to start to care about certain things that I stopped caring about. And one of those things was my health, me, all that shit. I just was trying to survive. I was just trying to survive and make it to the next day. That's all I was trying to do, is make it to the next day. And nobody knew that. And I kept it to myself. I kept it all to myself. I kept it locked inside. I didn't tell anybody. There were times where literally I would not have eaten if I hadn't gotten a donation that day through Stream Elements, because it went right to my PayPal that day as soon as I got one. That's the only reason why I would have food that day, is if someone donated something and I got to eat. Don't do it that way. Do not do it that way, because it sucks. But I'm so grateful. I'm so eternally grateful to everyone that helped at that time. Everyone that was there. Mark was there in the beginning. So many people were there. Mike was there. There were so many people there in the beginning. I wouldn't have gotten to eat. I wouldn't have had anything. And now things have changed. Things have so dramatically changed. The direction of all of this has changed, and things will change over time. At one point in time, this was how I survived every day. This is how I got to eat. Doing this show fed me. I've said We're the performers on the street corners with our hats out. We're the performers doing cartwheels and backflips and shit with our hats on the ground. We're the ones playing guitar, sitting on the ground playing guitar for tips. This is the way, this is how that works in 2020s and the 20 teens. We're the street performers with our hats out. Now, I've got this crazy opportunity where I get to do this because I love doing it. And if you listen, if you go back and listen, and I'm not trying to promote like old school shit, but go back and listen to that first year. Anyone in here that wants to know what this was about, go back and listen to that first year. I was so fucking angry at everything. I was so pissed off. I was so angry. I made a career out of being angry that first year. Because people are like, oh my God, what's he going to rant about today? Well, I was the angry one. Now, Mark the Infinitely Tired is Mark the Infinitely Angry. Now this guy is the angry. You're angry. That's why I tease him about being angry all the time. Because I know what that's like. I've been there, done that. He's always angry. Right? But go back and listen to that first year. I was so angry. I was so pissed off. I was in a different place. And he's like, I'm not angry, Loki. I know you're not. I teach, but I get to tease you about it. I get to tease you about it. And that's why I tease you about it. Now we have Mexican Angry Man. It's true. It's true. But I'm in such a different place. Mark is swole. Yes, he's the swole, the infinitely swole. Mark the Infinitely Swole. I'm in a different place. And it shows. I talk about what I love. I talk about what I like. I talk about what I don't like. And I do it my way. I'm not doing it out of fear. I'm not doing it out of numbers. I'm not doing it because I've got to scrape every inch of subscribers off the bottom of the barrel. I do this because I love it. I do this because it's the funnest job you can ever have. It's one of the most rewarding jobs you will ever have. Hell, it's barely, you can call it a job, but, and there are people that be like, oh, it is a job. You got to do this and you got to do that, and stop worrying about it and stop fucking just focusing on what's in your little circle. That's the problem. That is the problem. Henri, he's Henri. I love that. Project Cambrian. He's Henri. Stop worrying about your little circle and start thinking about drawing outside of your little circle. Oh, but if I do that, stop worrying about that. Stop worrying about just your subscribers, just your numbers, just your this or just your that. Why did you get into this? Ask yourself that. You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? I had a really good buddy who I thought was just a really good person who turned out to be an absolute fucking douchebag. Who freaked out one day because they had a bunch of people show up for one of their shows. And I said, stop worrying about all this other bullshit and think about what got you here. Think about what got you here and focus on that. What got you here? Being you. You being you. Stop worrying about all this other shit. And at the time, it was you're right. You're right. That's absolutely right. And they calmed down and they went out there and had an absolutely fantastic time. But my explanations turned out to be one sentence runoffs and blah, blah, blah and bullshit. Instead of looking at it as simple as you got into this because you loved it, It's all about numbers, and it's all about status. It's all about money. We have enough of that with these corporations, these businesses that think they can run all over us, they can talk all this shit because we don't like their woke ass bullshit. There's enough of that already in the world. Why are you wanting to make more of it? There's enough of that already in the world without these YouTube channels that we know and we love becoming exactly the same. That's the problem, isn't it? Kai says, Loki, your energy these days is so different from a couple years ago when we met up. I can't wait for next time. Dude, I can't either. Vegas next year, baby. Vegas. Dude, I'm planning on it. I am. I'm going to do everything I can to get there. I'm going to do everything I can to get to Vegas next year. Mexican Iron Man better have a house by then so we can stay there. June Wong, Loki showed reruns. Loki had an angry phase. Does Loki have 3 nipples, a disappointed Jewish dad, and is hated by Kelsey Grammer? No. No, I'm not. But I'm sure Kelsey Grammer would hate me, even though I loved him back in the day. I hope they have one in turquoise. Jesters, Darth Arlena with $10. We are family. And never forget that we always look out for each other. That right there. That right there. This right here. This is what's important. This is what is important. It's not the numbers. It's not the subscribers. It's not the bullshit. It's this. This is what matters. And I'll say it until the day I'm gone. I will say it and keep saying it. This is what matters. Hell yeah, Loki down Periscope. That's right. I hope they have one in turquoise. Even though I love Kelsey Grammer back in the day, I'm sure he hates me just because I'm not on his side. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? And that's what it comes down to. I want to tell you something. I want to say this before I get out of here, because I'm going to go get 24 here in just a couple minutes. I'm going to go get 24. We'll run some boxes over to the new house. If you're not on one side, then you must be on the other side. I'm tired of getting treated like that. I am. I'm tired of getting treated like that. A YouTuber becoming a corporation. That right there. Larry. That right there, brother. Oh, well, if you're not on our side, then you're horrible. Make sure you stretch. Paulie from the Latino Slant. I actually brought him up. He was the one with the Star Wars shit, guys. That was like, oh, I don't want to talk about Star Wars. Love you, Paulie. We love you, brother. God, I'm not doing this one side or the other shit. I'm not. I am not doing this one side or the other shit. You know what? I am pro be you. Be real. That's what I am. That's what I am. I am so fucking sick and tired of this. You have to be on this side, or you have to be on that side, or you have to be this, or you have to be that. No. Be you. Be yourself. That's what it was back in the day. You know, when we talk about, oh, we worked all this shit out in the 90s. What the hell? Why is it all this way? Because you have lost the ability to be yourself. People don't want you to be yourself. They want you to be this, or they want you to be that, or they want you to be on this side, or they want you to be on that side, or they want you to be ultra left. They want you to be ultra right. Screw all that. Just be yourself. Is that too much? Is that asking too much to be yourself? Instead of trying to sell someone something, instead of trying to sell someone on an image that you're not, instead of trying to sell someone on a channel that you don't give a shit about, instead of trying to sell someone this image of this thing you want to sell yourself to be, why don't you just be real? Maybe that's the new thing. You know, me and Pop sat down and talked about what talk hard means. What does talk hard mean? Stand up, stand straight, talk hard. How about just be yourself? Instead of trying to be someone else, instead of trying to impress someone else, just be you. Maybe that'll work. Me and Pops use the term talk hard because of this movie, Pump Up the Volume, where he's on the radio, this rebel radio. If you haven't seen that movie, guys, go out and see it. I got really lucky and I got it from the Warner Brothers vault on Blu-ray. I'd had the DVD forever of this movie, this rebel radio, Harry Hardon, where he talks about talk hard, man. Talk hard. Be yourself. Be you. I'm so sick and tired of this disingenuous bullshit. Just be you. That's the best advice I can give you. Loki needs to stop all this silly face talk. Loki needs to get me more subs and talk about how awesome I am so I can retire from the YouTubes. Mephisto's movie reviews. I fucking love that movie. So do I. And it made me want to get into radio when I was a teenager. And it's one of the reasons why I'm here talking to you today. For a long time, I thought no one would ever want to listen to anything I had to say. You want to talk about being a weirdo, Mexican Iron Man? Ha ha ha, I'm such a weirdo. That's how I felt. So, guys, we're out of here. We will be back tomorrow. And that'll be the last show from Casa del Apartment Complex, Casa del Loki. And then we're moving, guys. And I can't wait to show you the new office when it's done. I can't wait to bring the show to the new office. I've got a glass door. That's just like gonna blow my fucking mind away. I've got a glass door for my office door. It's just gonna blow my fucking mind away. Guys, we'll see you tomorrow morning. No comic book roundtable tonight because we're moving shit. Take care. Be excellent to each other. Always speak friend to enter. And we'll see you guys in the next YouTube talk. Take care, everybody.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.